Wait a second, Beatles fans, there's a new treasure chest about to open this fall, and it's not just another remix of Hey Jude. This is the real deep cut, Rubber Soul getting the full Super Deluxe autopsy. But here's the twist. I think this release reveals way more about the Beatles' creative DNA than we realize. Let me explain why this isn't just for collectors, but a masterclass in how music evolves. /and alright, let's cut through the noise. Giles Martin and Sam Okell are back at the mixing board, but here's what fascinates me. Why does Rubber Soul, not Revolver or Sgt. Pepper, hold this weird cult status among hardcore fans? For starters, it's the moment the Beatles stopped being a band and became artists. The 1965 sessions were where they realized they could make albums that mattered, not just chart-topping singles. And now we are getting 24 unreleased takes? That's like finding a lost Da Vinci sketchbook. /and but hold up. Why does John Lennon's unfinished Little Girl deserve our attention? Personally, I think this demo might be more revealing than his polished tracks. There's a raw vulnerability here that got scrubbed in later recordings. What if this song outline shows Lennon before he put on his genius mask? The fact it's been buried for 60 years makes me wonder, did the Beatles themselves know this album was a turning point? /n. Now let's talk about the real story here, the US versus UK album versions. The boxed set includes both cuts, which sounds like a minor detail until you realize this was a battle between art and commerce. The British version is tight, cohesive, like a novel. The Capitol Records US edition? More like a greatest hits package with extra filler tracks. This clash between artistic vision and record label panic feels modern, doesn't it? It's the 60s equivalent of Spotify algorithms messing with album sequencing. /n. Here's where my mind went racing. The Dolby Atmos mix getting its own standalone release. In my opinion, this isn't just tech gimmickry, it's a statement about how we experience music. When you can literally move through the harmonies of In My Life in 3D space, does that change what the song means? Or does it risk turning timeless art into a theme park ride? /n. But let's get real. Why should casual listeners care? Because this release exposes the machinery behind perfection. Take Michelle, Take One dropping now. Hearing that early version stripped of its orchestration reveals how Paul McCartney built drama layer by layer. It's like watching a painter sketch before adding color. One thing that immediately stands out is how unfinished these takes feel humanizes the band. These weren't gods in the studio. They were young guys fumbling toward greatness. And here's the deeper question though. Why are we obsessed with these reissues? From my perspective, it's not nostalgia, it's our hunger for creative process. In an era of AI-generated music, we crave these behind-the-scenes glimpses into how magic was made manually. Every tape hiss and false start in these sessions feels rebellious against today's overproduced perfection. And final thought. The Beatles keep teaching us something vital. When you unpack an album like this, you realize innovation isn't born fully formed. It's scratched out in demos, argued over in mono versus stereo debates, and forged through the tension of four guys realizing they could change the world. So what does this reissue tell us about 2023? Maybe we are all secretly hungry for the beauty of imperfection in our hyper-curated digital lives. What do you think? Worth the $200 splurge for the Super Deluxe, or just another cash grab? Drop your take in the comments.